Hey guys, a quick what's unique about this unique video, and in this video I want to talk about Dawnstrider boots. When is it worth using them, when is it not worth using them, and what builds would actually want to use them. These boots cannot be chanced and we drop from Searing Exile. They have good life, good movement speed, and then 100% increased effect of buffs your ancestral totems grant while active. Buffs from active ancestral totems linger for 4 seconds. Maximum 1 buff from an active ancestral totem at a time. Ancestral totems are Ancestral Protector, War Chief, F-Breaker Support, and Val Ancestral War Chief. Protector gives more attack speed, War Chief gives more melee damage, and F-Breaker Support linked to the skill will give increased area of effect with melee attacks. Now, the drawback of these boosts is that you can only have one buff active, and the buff linger effect can be achieved through the totem mastery, which is 3 seconds, which is 1 second less, but still. The question is this 100% increased buff effect worth it, and when is it worth it? I am currently playing Ancestral Protector build, and I was using these boots until I realized that I can more than double my DPS if I remove the boots and just use Ancestral War Chief in addition to get more buffs. So if it is a traditional melee build that scales with attack speed and melee damage, you're probably not gonna want these boots. However, there are builds that either want attack speed or melee damage. For example, slam builds. They don't really care about the attack speed, they just exert attacks, and for the next like 3-4 attacks, we just do big damage, and we want as much damage as possible during those attacks. Those kind of builds definitely would want to use Val Ancestral War Chief, which gives 32% more melee damage. But that's not all. When you put these boots on, you gain an extra 32% more melee damage, and even if the totem dies, you still maintain that buff for 4 seconds. While Ancestral War Chief lasts for 6 seconds, but you essentially extend the duration to 10 seconds. And you know how annoying it is when your totems die and you have to resummon it? Well, with these boots you still maintain that buff for 4 seconds, so you don't need to panic and resummon it as soon as possible. And you absolutely do not need to spend points on passive skill tree making totems tankier. So, slam builds would want these, and builds that do not care about attack speed like vengeance builds that I just recently did. Next, Ancestral Protector. It gives up to 20% more attack speed. With these boots it becomes 40% more attack speed. So what builds want attack speed but don't care about more melee damage? Well, poison builds like Viper Strike, or builds that require a melee weapon but do not do melee damage, like Spectral Throw or Spectral Helix. Since more melee damage does not affect poison, the only option is to use Ancestral Protector for poison attack builds, like Viper Strike. And the F-Breaker's 19% increased area of effect alone is not really useful. You would probably want to combine that with the Val Ancestral War Chief anyway, because Val Ancestral War Chief also grants a maximum totem, so you can still use it on top of your maximum totems. And now to top it off, you know how these boosts give you 100% increased effect of buffs from your ancestral totems? Well, Chieftain also has that. So essentially by using these boosts as a Chieftain, you can get 200% increased effect of buffs from your ancestral totems, 60% more attack speed, or 54% more melee damage, 96% more melee damage if it is Val Ancestral War Chief. And on top of that you can get another 50% increased effect of buffs granted by ancestral totems from the passive, Panopticon. Very often when playing like a typical melee attack speed stacking build, Panopticon becomes a best anointment on your amulet. But like I mentioned, with these boots you can only have one active buff. The build that I'm doing is Ancestral Protector using Ancestral War Chief as well now, and I will post a build guide video once I finish leveling the build, but it is a typical melee attack speed build, so it didn't really make sense to use the boots in the end. With the boots I gain like 300k DPS, without the boots I gain like 6 million DPS. Simply because I was able to benefit from 2 buffs rather than just 1. And I am stacking buff effects, so they multiplied both buff effects, and I can still get the mastery for the linger effect. So let me know in the comments below what other builds would want to use these boots. Maybe I am still missing something else. For now I'm already losing my voice. Thank you for watching and I'll see you soon.